In this video, I'm going to share with you my top 3 simple creative gimbal moves, transitions that you have to know. Obviously not something what I'm doing right now. Intro please. Doesn't matter which gimbal you're going to use to mimic my techniques, just try to focus on following steps. Also, I will mention a few editing and sound design tips required for each transition, so stick out to the end of this video guide. As a side note, I'm also reviewing a few of my favorite gimbals on this channel, hence please consider to subscribe for a fresh weekly content. Okay, so my first move is gimbal frame blocking. It's a very simple but effective move with a small addition of creativity. Such technique could also be used sometimes with small objects when handheld, but let's focus on gimbal moves first. Gimbals obviously stabilize our shots, hence with a well-balanced gimbal we can run with our camera and still have some smooth shots. With frame blocking, like let's say having a black jumper or any darkish object, we follow the subject, like for instance when running and then passing a dark object which will cover our frame. Then we can add additional video of similar phase. Add some sound design like whoosh sounds and a blur effect if needed to create a simple but dynamic transition. With my footage, I was recording my wife and a little one hanging black jumpers on our pushchair or a spare tripod, so the final effect is not as fully as planned. But hey, hopefully he will appreciate the effort and the point of this transition. My next transition is orbit ramp. All you have to do is to set the subject in the middle of frame, ideally next to a solid background. You as a gimbal operator have to walk around in half circle from one side to another and trying to keep your subject in the middle of the shot. You will require a few takes at a different location and ideally speed ramp your footage just before changing from one video to another. Also, this transition looks best in pair with increased speed anyway, which creates a more dynamic moves. Obviously, do some speed ramping and increase speed in your favorite software. I use Premiere Pro, and if you want to start editing in this software, check out my handy beginner's guide to start in Premiere Pro. Obviously, you can find this video on my channel, link on the screen right now and somewhere in the description below. Going back to the orbit ramp. Play your footage sequences and add some nice whoosh sound effect to achieve more energetic moves. Obviously whistles or some odd sound would not work very well here. So there we are, this is the orbit ramp paired with some simple editing bits and sound design which will create easy to do but very effective transition with your gimbal. My final simple gimbal move, aka transition, is to use the Vortex Motor of your gimbal. I use Zion products now, so it's called Vortex, but you can obviously find it under a different name when using other brands. It's basically this sick 360-degree spin around move well known from the Inception movie. What you have to do is to stick the subject in the middle of frame and do a few different shots when spinning around your gimbal axis. When editing, cut each footage where one move will be transformed to another. Personally, I think 180-degree spin for each move works best. Also, slow down the main footage and just before transforming that to another video, speed ramp and then add never boring whoosh sound. Voila! Those are my top 3 favorite gimbal transitions. What are yours? Drop a comment below referring to other transitions, maybe your own videos. As usual, I hope you have enjoyed this video, like it and feel free to subscribe to this channel. Cheers!